Hi everyone, it's the 28th of April today. As you can see, I'm out nice and early this morning. It's a beautiful morning and the fish have started spawning. So I did think they would start spawning. We've had a bit of a run of nice weather now. This week looks brilliant weather. Looks like we're set for 20 plus degrees every day. And yeah, come down here this morning and the fish are spawning. So yeah, that'll be it now. We'll shut the fishery for probably 10 days. Hopefully they'll do it this week, then they'll have a little bit of time to recover and then we'll open up again. But yeah, very early. It was early last year. They started on the 1st of May last year, but we're even earlier this time. So it just goes to show how the seasons are shifting. But yeah, I will head out on the boat later today and try and get some footage of them spawning. See if we can spot certain fish. But yeah, I've got my helper here, so he won't be coming on the boat though. Yeah, I'll get some footage of them. So they're not really going mad yet, but there's just fish everywhere. So all up and down the lake, there's big groups of them. You know, right the way down to the dam wall. You'll have to excuse the geese, it's their mate, it's their time of year. And yeah, they make an absolute racket. So but yeah, this is the biggest group. They tend to always spawn out here in this sort of open water area. But yeah, I'll pop out on the boat later, try and get some footage of them. It's nice, they're not interested at all in the fact there's a boat there, so we can get nice and close to them. Okay, there's a group going there. So we're 2 days on now from when they first started spawning, and I actually went out in the boat yesterday to try and find them, and I could barely find a fish. But come back down this morning again. It's 6:15, and yeah, they're all going again. So it does make me think they're probably going through the night. Obviously, they're easier to spot when there's no ripple on the water. But there's a few really good groups spawning, sort of all down the lake. Yeah, so we're actually. I put a message out on Facebook. There's a fishery manager's sort of community on there, and just asked if anyone else was spawning so early, and very few places have. So we are one of the first in the country to start spawning this year. Since then we've had a couple of warm days, a few others have started to go, but yeah, I think we were probably the first to go at sort of the 27th of April. So yeah, anyway, they're having a really good spawn, which looks good. So there's hopefully nothing to worry about. If I get a chance, I'll get out on the boat today, because it looks like it's going to be still. I might be able to spot a few. Yeah, other than that, it certainly looks like they're going through the night, because I came up here 6 o'clock yesterday evening and couldn't find a fish. There's a big ghosty there, big common following it. They've just stopped spawning now, I've got out here actually, but as you can see, they're still sort of zooming round. I'll try and drift over the pack, which is sort of more out this area. I'll just see if I can zoom in on any of these. So managed to get out on the boat. There's one just down there, that nice common, upper 20. Another big fish there. Not sure how well you can see them because it's very bright today, and they're actually very spooked by the boat, which is unusual. Normally they're not bothered, but I think it's because they're probably spawning at night. It's very hot today out here, So yeah, I've spotted a few fish I recognise. I've seen an incredibly big ghost carp. That definitely hasn't been caught since we put it in here. It's a common as well, which is quite unusual. So yeah, there's a few fish about, but like I say, they're just sort of hanging a little bit deeper. I'll see if I can put my glasses over the camera. You might be able to see a bit more. You can see the weed growth is very extensive this year. It's absolutely everywhere. So it's probably meaning they're not quite as vigorous in... There's one just sat down there. I'm not sure how well you can see that. That is a very big fish. Just moving out there. It's just coming up a little bit now. Yeah. Seeing a lot of big fish, which is good. So it shows the big ones are in with the small ones. Last year the small ones spawned and then the big ones decided to have a go, so a bit later on. So yeah, once we as we drift past, I'll just... There's one there, nice mirror. Yeah, but as you can see, they're spread all over the lake, and yeah, making filming them slightly more challenging this year. So I'm just drifting past a bit of this weed that's been ripped up. I'll see if I can scoop a bit up on the oar of the boat, and we'll see if there are any eggs in it. There should be. So let's have a look. Yeah, there are eggs on there. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but these little tiny little dots, they are carp eggs. So I'm sure the more you look, the more you'll see. Covered in them, which is good. Yeah, and like you see, all these floating rafts, they'll all be covered in eggs. That's a very big fish. Not sure how well you can see it down there now, but easily a mid-30, easily. It's been a few days now since the fish started spawning. It's actually really cooled off. It's about 10 degrees cooler today than it was yesterday. And I've just been out having a look around and I've found a whole load of them absolutely tearing the bottom up. Literally just in front of this peg. You know, the weed's massively up in the lake now. There's still a few groups of fish, as you can see, cruising around, sort of thinking about spawning. But yeah, there was some serious fish down here. As you can see, look, the water's really chocolate colour. So they're starting to get back on the feed now. It's Friday today. I'll probably remain shut for another sort of 3 or 4 days, just to be absolutely sure that they've finished. But you know, it's a good sign when you see fish feeding like this. I'll see if I can spot any, but the water's gone that coloured here that we might struggle a bit. But yeah, there's still a few little groups cruising around thinking about spawning, which they may well do. But yeah, hopefully they get back on the feed. And also it goes to show you don't need to be fishing at a long distance. If you're nice and quiet, and if you raked these, if these swims are raked, these fish will get in it and grab it about. So that will be one way of combating the weed this year, because literally it is just a carp of it everywhere. I've barely seen a clear spot. But yeah, they're definitely grubbing around in here. So the fishery's reopened now. They've finished spawning for the time being, anyway. And then that takes us on to another busy time of the year, and that's all the renewals and new members joining and that type of thing. So we're going through the process of doing that at the moment. There's looking like there could be some spots available. We had 30 odd on the waiting list, a few didn't want to join, etc. So there could be a few spots free. If you are interested in joining, and it would mean you could get straight on this year, then do get in touch with the office. It'll be done on a first come first serve basis, and you'll have a show round and that sort of thing, and be vetted a bit before we sign you up. But yeah, it's we've had a normal amount of people leave from the syndicate. You know, we normally expect 25-ish, so yeah, but there's just possibly going to be a few spots left by the time we've been through the whole waiting list. So if you are interested in joining, yeah, this is what we've got to offer. I'm having a walk around this morning. There's absolutely no one here. Yeah, get in touch with the office. But at the moment, that's it for now, guys. Cheers.